Ayan.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so good morning again, everyone. So now we're going to have our Lab 2 discussion, which is about processing of DNA sequences and phylogenetic analysis. Today, we will learn how to process sequences so that we can perform species identification and generate phylogenetic trees that show the evolutionary relationship of the different species. So basically, if we have what they call your um, central dogma, also have a central dogma somehow when we are doing or having our molecular biology. So we have what they call your workflow. So this is usually the molecular biology workflow for work that aims to identify evolutionary relationship based on genetic data, and it involves different steps. Una, you have here your extraction and your isolation. So DNA is extracted from the sample organisms, and depending on the sample type and specific DNA isolation kits and protocols are being used. So um, the goal in extraction is to obtain pure, highly high quality and high quality DNA that is suitable for downstream applications. Pangalawa, you have your DNA quantification and quality check. After extraction, the DNA's quantity and purity are assessed. So there are two common methods for this. Una, we have or we can do it by using agarose gel electrophoresis or AGE. So this helps visualize the integrity of the DNA by separating fragments based on size and confirming the presence of high molecular weight DNA. Pangalawa, we have what they call spectrophotometry. Spectrophotometry measures the DNA concentration and purity. Commonly using devices katulad ng mga NANDRAP or spectrophotometer to check contaminants. So, yung mga tinatawag natin contaminants, ito usually yung mga proteins or other solvents. Siyempre, meron tayong specific ratios or purities kung tinatawag. Meron tayong, for example, 260 to 280 nanometer or 260 to 230 nanometer para masabi natin na pure yung DNA na extract natin. Normally, if for example, in reality, pag sanay ka na talagang mag-extract ng DNA, hindi na tayo nag-undergo ng quantification or quality check. So after DNA extraction, pin-PCR agad namin and then mag-quantify ka na ng amplicon size. Pero gagamit ka pa rin ng AG. Pero for example, pag medyo baguhan ka sa field, gusto mo ma-sure kung may extract ka talaga, gumagamit tayo ng AG. Si AG ang usually na ginagamit kasi mas mabilis siyang gawin. Spectrophotometer kasi kukuha ka pa ng mga numbers. Hopefully magawa natin spectrophotometer kasi meron tayong spectrophotometer sa university. Pangatlo, sorry, we have what they call polymerase chain reaction, PCR. So by extracting DNA, the target gene, or which whatever you like, mitochondrial gene or a nuclear marker is amplified using your PCR. We use here primers. Primers are essential to PCR. They are designed specifically for the target gene. So you can either design this based on the known sequence or obtain them for RLs or coming from RLs. Usually, hindi kasi talaga tayo gumagawa. Sa totoong buhay, hindi tayo gumagawa ng primers natin or primer design. Ito ay kinukuha lang natin sa what they call this? Sa RRL, para mas mabilis ang buhay natin. Kasi it takes years para maging magaling ka sa pagkuha ng or paggawa ng primers. So, yung ginawa natin na una sa good skills or skill set para marunong tayo gumawa ng sarili nating primers. Afterwards, the PCR creates multiple copies of what's called amplicons of the target region, making it easier for us to analyze the specific genetic markers. After doing that, you can now do the DNA sequencing. So after the PCR testing, we can do quantifying the size of the amplicons using your AGE. So after doing these steps, you can now do the DNA sequencing. The PCR products or amplicons are being sent to or are then sent on or to a sequencing facility. These facilities perform Sanger sequencing or what they call your NGS or the next generation sequencing. depends on the resolution and length na kailangan nating sequences. Sequencing results in two raw sequences. Una, kailangan yung from the forward primer. Pangalawa, yung sa reverse primer natin. After doing the DNA sequencing, magkakaroon ka ng processes ng sequencing. So yung raw sequences are typically noisy or kumbaga meron siyang mga errors. So kailangan natin mag-align at mag-trim. So we normally align the forward and reverse sequences to create consensus sequences or sequence, trimming low quality regions and resolving ambiguities. Gumagamit tayo ng iba't ibang softwares katulad ng Mega, Genius, or Coastal W, which is common used for sequencing process. And afterwards, if we are doing the evolutionary relationship study, we can identify species or we can create phylogenetic analysis, which is we're going to do that today. So once the sequences are cleaned, they can be compared to known genetic databases katulad ng GenBank or Barcode or BOLD kung tawagin, Barcode of Life databases or database for species identification. For phylogenetic analysis naman, gumagamit tayo ng iba't ibang tools katulad ng PhyML, MrBase, or RoxML. This can be used to construct a phylogenetic tree, showing the evolutionary relationships between the studied organisms and other organisms or other species. So normally, this workflow uses in genetic data or molecular genetics, primarily DNA sequences para malaman natin yung evolutionary relationships and can be extended to population genetics, conservation biology, and evolutionary studies. So let's move on in your DNA sequence analysis. So the first tool that we will use for processing DNA is the nucleotide blast of NCBI. So NCBI is a platform offers a different tools for analyzing and comparing nucleotide sequences. And while we focus on the nucleotide blast or the basic local alignment search tool function, this platform has several other useful features for different types of biological data analysis. This tool allows researchers to input a DNA sequence and search for sequences in the GenBank database. GenBank, it has millions of DNA sequences submitted from different species, making it a valuable resource for species identification and genetic comparison. We should align, or by aligning your DNA sequences or sequence with the entries in GenBank, the tools easily identifies similarities based on the arrangement of your nucleotide bases. These bases are adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. And the high similarity in sequence arrangement helps us to determine the species from which your DNA sample is mostly aligned to or similar to. Okay? In addition to species identification, nucleotide blast tool can also be used to locate specific genes, identify gene functions, and study evolutionary relationships. We're also going to use, or the second tool that we will use to process our DNA sequences is Mega. This software, or your molecular evolutionary genetics analysis, is a tool used for analyzing DNA sequences, particularly for assembling, aligning, editing, trimming, and creating or performing phylogenetic analysis. So, paano nga ba ginagawa yung bawat isa? Una, for DNA sequences assembly. The first step in DNA processing is assembling the DNA sequences. Coming from the facilities that often provide separate DNA sequences per sample, like what I've mentioned kanina, one from the forward primer and one from the reverse primer. So these sequences cover different parts of the target DNA fragment and overlap in the middle. So, nag-assembly tayo because it is required to merge the forward and reverse sequences into a single continuous sequence. Katulad na, for example, creating a jigsaw puzzle. After this assembly, you can now proceed with analysis because working with incomplete or separate sequences would give us inaccurate or fragmented results. Katulad in this activity, cannot or we were not going to perform DNA assembly kasi bibigyan ko na kayo ng raw sequences from a sequencing facility. So you typically send samples, and kami kasi sa Pilipinas we have what we call PGC or the Philippine Genome Center. Pero sa lab namin, hindi kami nagsisend sa PGC kasi sobrang tagal at sobrang mahal. It takes us siguro normally mga 2 months, 3 months pag sa Pilipinas. Pero pag sa Korea, send kami sa Korea kasi sa Korea dyan. Normally, 2 weeks, 3 weeks meron ka ng sequence. Tsaka medyo mahal pa ang PGC ngayon. Sobrang mura sa Korea. I think 1.5 meron ka ng per sequence meron ka na. I think sa Pilipinas parang 5,000 pesos. But kung hindi kayo mag-extract ng sarili ng DNA nyo, I think pag Korea, it will parang 5,000 pesos per sample. Mahal, pero yun. Tawag dito, mahal siya, pero still is extract for you. Pero since kung kami kasi sa lab namin, marunong kami mag-extract ng DNA, sinesend na lang namin sequences na. So yun lang. Pangalawa, you have your sequence alignment. Ito ay this after assembling or assembled, once the sequences are being assembled, alignment is the next step. So ito, we arrange multiple sequences in a way na it highlights their similarities and differences based on the arrangements of nucleotide bases. So alignment helps us to identify conserved regions. If sinabi natin conserved regions, these are the similarities and mutations or the discrepancies between different samples. So it creates somehow your alignment lays the groundwork for subsequent analysis. Trimming and editing naman, after alignment, the sequences may have misalignments or varying alignments or varying lengths due to sequencing errors or non-informative ends. So this needs to be corrected before further analysis. Trimming ensures that all the sequences are equal lengths and any inconsistencies or unwanted gaps are being removed. Editing helps naman para mas ma-refine yung alignments natin para yung accurate parts lang yung makuha natin. So making the analysis more reliable. Phylogenetic analysis, after editing and trimming, we can now conduct or perform phylogenetic analysis. Itong phylogenetic analysis na to, ginagamit ito for evolutionary relationships between different organisms or samples based on their DNA sequences. Sorry, sobrang bilis ko. So, this analysis will help us to visualize kung gaano nga ba kalapit or kalayo yung relasyon ng iba't ibang samples or the samples given. Typically, it's represented in a what we call phylogenetic tree. So these steps is very important in order for us to understand the genetic diversity and evolutionary lineages of the species or samples that we are studying. Again, assembling, alignment, trimming, editing of DNA sequences ensures that our data is accurate and properly formatted before we undergo or before we perform phylogenetic analysis. Remember, analysis provides insights into evolutionary relationships, and these steps helps us para mas maging maganda, mas maging meaningful yung analysis ng data natin. So the last one is your phylogenetic analysis. So in your phylogenetic analysis determines the lines of evolutionary descent of different species, organisms, or genes from a common ancestor. Meaning, pinapakita nito kung gaano nga ba nag-evolve yung species through genetic changes over time. So this is done by generating a phylogenetic tree or phylogram or evolutionary tree na nagka-classify ng iba't ibang species or taxa. Remember, taxon is a group of one or more populations of an organism or organisms that is being formed a unit by a taxonomist. So remember, like I mentioned earlier, that evolutionary tree classifies species or taxa based on the similarities and difference of their genes. The more similar their genes are, the more the more likely they are related to each other genetically. If 100% yung similarity ng sequence nila, let's say for example, yung CO1 gene natin ng dalawang samples, they highly likely na they belong to the same species. Ibig sabihin, if mataas ang similarity, pwedeng there are different species of the same genus, or pag maliit yung similarity na yon in their genes, ibig sabihin there are two distant taxa. Phylogenetic analysis determines the relatedness, how close or distant the evolutionary relationship of the two different organisms or two different taxa. Pero bakit evolutionary yung tinitingnan natin? So, kasi it takes into consideration the genetic changes that happen over time for specific taxa to diverge and form another species or taxon that are driven by mechanism of evolution. Change in characteristics, ibig sabihin there are changes in the genes that code for the characteristic. So for example, here the diagram shows a phylogenetic what they call this, a phylogenetic tree of three domains based on their 16S RNA gene. The taxa are classified and positioned on the tree based on similar or different their 16S RN gene are. So basically, the taxa are positioned or connected near each other in the tree that are more related, or they share common characters. So we have to scientists consider phylogenetic tree kasi trees to be their hypothesis of their evolutionary past, kasi nga one cannot go back through time to confirm the proposed relationship. And trees are hypotheses and are somehow modified as data becomes visible. As you can observe here as well, meron ka ditong tinatawag na what they call this lineages. When two lineages stem from the same node, tinatawag natin silang sister taxa. Phylogenetic trees are evolutionary in nature because they account for genetic changes that occur over time. These changes drive speciation, leading to the divergence of a common ancestor into their different species or taxa. May tinatawag tayong synapomorphic traits or plesiomorphic characters. Synapomorphic traits, ibig sabihin these are shared derived traits that indicate a common ancestry and help define evolutionary relationships. Pag plesiomorphic characters naman, these are ancestral traits that are shared by multiple taxa but are not unique to the tree or not unique to them. As like what I've mentioned earlier, these are having your sister taxa and nodes. Sister taxa, ibig sabihin two groups diverge from a common ancestor at the same branching point on the tree. For example, these are sister taxa kasi from a specific node, nag-branch out sila. Yung nodes naman, these are the points of divergence when one ancestral lineage splits into two distinct lineages. So meron silang tinatawag nating evolutionary separation. For example, ito, nagkaroon ng tatlo, moreover ito another lineage ito. So yan, that one. Kasi bakit nga ba sila tatlo magkakapares? Kasi common yung sabihin natin genetic coding sila or yung cells in morphological characters. Ang pinagkaiba lang naman nila is yung type ng cell wall. Yung ito absent yung cell wall, ito may cell wall sila. Okay. So here we have what they call your cladogram and your call this, uh, phylogram. Ano nga bang pinagkaiba ng cladogram at phylogram? A cladogram is a diagram used to show relationships among organisms based on their morphological traits, katulad ng physical structures or observable characteristics. So dito, in-identify or na-classify natin species by similarities and differences where these traits does not necessarily reflect evolutionary time or genetic changes. So essentially, your cladogram shows how species are grouped according to shared features, but hindi ibig sabihin we can consider how much genetic divergence may have occurred over time. The focus is purely on observable traits, which can sometimes overlook because of evolutionary processes. Dito naman, we have your phylogram. Yung phylogram mo kasi, uses molecular data, particularly nucleotide sequences that being found in the DNA or RNA. So, as like what I've mentioned earlier, we classify these organisms based on those data. So we classify them based on ATCG, and the sequences is treated as a separate character. Ibig sabihin, if a gene would have 700 bases, so ibig sabihin meron tayong 700 characters. Kasi nga, it analyzes a high number of characters or nucleotide bases. Phylogram provide more granular or precise way of identifying or distinguishing between species or taxa. The more nucleotide bases two species have in common, the more closely related they are being considered. So the branch lengths in a phylogram represent the genetic divergence. Ibig sabihin, the longer the branch length, or the longer branches, it has greater genetic change over time. Ibig sabihin, for example, ito, mas mahaba ito, mas mahaba or mas malaki ang pinagbabago niya in terms of molecular data. But all molecular data can offer finer resolution in terms of classification. Always remember, morphological characteristics still remains the gold standard in taxonomy. Ibig sabihin, you cannot publish a molecular data without your cladogram or your morphological analysis. New species can be described and named based solely on morphology, but molecular data is generally used to support your morphological findings. You cannot. It is always remember na molecular data alone is not sufficient for declaring a new species. Morphological data must be consistent with your molecular findings. Hindi ibig sabihin na marunong ka mag-molecular, alam mo na ang lahat. Okay? Huwag mo ipagmamayabang na, hindi, molecular biologist ako. Alam ko yan. Nope. Hindi ka makapag-publish kung wala kang wala kang morphological data. They do it hand in hand. Okay? Always remember that. Lagi mong tandaan iyon. When we are constructing your phylogenetic analysis or phylogenetic trees, baka maka-experience tayo ng iba't ibang terms. For example, yung maximum likelihood method. Maximum likelihood method is a statistical approach na that tree most likely to have produced and observed genetic data based on particular model of evolution. Meron dito tayong tinatawag na neighboring joining method. So this is a distance-based method na kinakluster nating species by minimizing the total branch length ng tree natin. And baka ma-experience din natin yung term na maximum parsimony method. It's a simpler method or approach that create tree with the least number of evolutionary changes, yung pinakaunti. So making it the simplest explanation of the observed data. Okay, laging tandaan. So now we are going to demonstrate the things that we have studied. So ito yung hands-on part. Open ko lang yung activity. I hope na open yung activity nyo. Activity paper nyo. And I hope as well nakapag-download na kayo ng software. Wait lang. Nagla ako ng water. Okay. Before we proceed with the activity, dalawang tool yung gagawin natin today. Una, magbablast muna tayo using NCBI. And pangalawa, mag-align tayo using your Mega. I nag-class ako nung Monday pero hindi ako makapag-Mega. So, but ginagamit ko to yung MacBook ko for a very long time. Ngayon hindi niya na kaya mag-Mega. Pero hindi pa siya magre-retire. Okay, wag natin sabihin sa kanya yun. Kasi medyo mahal siya at kailangan niya pa ng mag-live ng long years. Anyway, let's go back with our things. Ano ba to? Let me share my screen pala first. Desktop. Okay. Okay. So, una natin gagawin is mag-blast. So, meron akong naka-prepare dito na datasets. Alam, kasi yung dataset na ginawa ko. Hmm, ito. Yan. Going to upload this dataset sa chat box para pare-paresan. Do not share these datasets to anyone. I did this dataset. Kahit kaninong teachers, wala kayong pag-sharean. Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo? There you go. Yan. Gamitin yung dataset na yan. Okay? So let's start. Sabi dito, go to the and to your blast. So like what we did in primer design, syempre, step by step, uli ko kayo i-guide. Okay? Para hindi tayo naliligaw. May mga nag-questions pa rin, may mga nagtatanong pa rin, but it's okay. But may mga tanong na naka-post na or nakalagay na lahat, hindi ako nag-reply sa mga ganun tanong. Okay? Read the instructions very carefully. So, paload lang tayo. Paload lang yan. Sobrang bagal ng internet namin today. Akala ko hindi nga ako magka-class today kasi bagal. Anyway. Oh my God, ang bagal ng internet namin. But are you able to see my screen? Okay. Wait lang tayo sa internet ko. Oh my God. Hmm. Grabe ah. Wait lang. Baka mawala ako. Change ako na internet ah. Baka mawala lang ako. Okay. Okay, can you see my shared screen? Was they able to see, will you be able to see my shared screen? Okay. Next nun, sabi dun, choose your nucleotide blast. Gusto natin. Yan. Tapos, ang next na sinabi niya ay, ito na nga natin. Okay. Ang next na sinabi niya ay, paste your nucleotide sequences in the query window. So, kukunin natin yung sequence na to. So, sabi dito, when we are pasting, always remember, dapat kailangan naka-FASTA file. Okay, sige. Send ko lang uli yung file kasi may mga nawawalan ng file. Okay. So, kunin lang natin sequences. ko lang. And then, ipi-paste natin to dito. Make sure walang spaces. So, for example, ito, kailangan natin siya i-back. May spaces yan. And, wala. Dapat laging tinatandaan yung mga dulong pinag-delete nyo. So, and F them. Next, so make sure no spaces, then click the blast button. Okay na yan, wala ka nang gagawin dyan. Yung core nucleotide basis lang naman. And then job title, since hindi natin alam yung species, gusto natin malaman yung anong species niya, lagyan natin species 1. Okay, kasi nga, we are looking for the species that we want to look for. And then wala ka nang gagawin dyan. Highly similar sequences. Ibig sabihin, pinakamalapit dyan. And then let's click the blast button. So medyo matagal din to. Yun na. Yan. Okay? So, i-kill ko lang ito. Ay, ano ba to? Ay, ano ba nangyayari? Wait, stop share. PM na ko ganito ng Monday. Parang Tuesday. Ay, ano nangyayari? Wait. Okay. Okay. Sige. Nakikita niyo ba yung sa sarili-sarili yung NCBI? Okay. Wait lang, baka hindi ako masyadong makapag-share ng screen. Wait lang ha. Okay. So, ayan. Share ka pala screen. Yan pala. Okay, were you able to see my screen now? Okay. So now we are, as you observe here, meron kang iba't ibang nakalagay. You have here the uh, blast N, the query ID, the description, molecular type, or molecule type DNA, kasi pwede maging protein yan. We have the query length or the product length that we are looking for, which is 659. So these are the species needed. So pag pinindot natin yan, we can get more information regards with regarding the organism or species that we are looking for. So this is a CO1 gene of your Phocina phocina voucher PPO 19011 or 0111. So CO1 gene siya. So normally these are mitochondrial gene DNA. So these are the sequences that being matched with the organism. Okay? So let's go back with the things na nakita natin kanina. Ay yung description. Wait lang. Ayan. Let's just click the description part. So meron ka dito na nakikitang description. Kung pipilitin natin yan, nandyan yung mga organism na gusto nating i-match. Kung ano-ano nga ba organism ang magmamatch doon. Okay? So in this organism, you have here the scientific name of the organism, just Phocina phocina. And then the max score, total score, P-recover, E-value, person identification, and action lenses. Okay? Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng mga ito? So, what does this number tells us? So, as you observe here, in your NCBI, we can tell na kailangan somehow same doon sa hinahanap natin. Okay? So, remember that your NCBI is a nucleotide blast function na it will use to determine species identifications of our samples. So, using their DNA sequences. So, remember, meron itong mga identifying tools or species. Una, you have here your, meron ka dito max score. So, ano nga ba para saan nga pa yung max score? Ito yung tinatawag nating highest alignment score between sa query sequences mo or the product length and sa any sequence sa database natin. So, sinasabi nito kung gaano nga ba nagmamatch yung query sequence na binigay natin dun sa database sequence based on the alignment score. So, meron siyang 1,208 na max score. Pangalawa, meron ka ditong total score. So, total score, ito yung sum ng lahat ng alignment scores for the segments nag-match between the query and the database sequence. So, we have to take note all the high-scoring segment pairs, at tawag natin HSPs, in the alignment. Para kang dinidikit-dikit lang yung mga pairs nun sa bawat isa. Pangatlo, you have here query cover. Yung query cover naman, itong part na to, this is the percentage of your query sequence that aligns your sequence given dun sa target sequence mo. Pag mataas yung value na to, ibig sabihin, it means that most of your sequence, given sequence, has a corresponding match in the database sequence. Next one, you have your e-value or expect value. Ito naman, represent naman nito yung number of hits you would expect to see by chance when searching a database of a particular size. Pag mababa yung e-value mo, ibig sabihin, more significant matches yon. A value close to 0 suggests a highly significant match. Ibig sabihin, a higher value, ibig sabihin na somehow the matches are somehow random chances lang. Hindi siya ganon related dun sa hinahanap mong species. The next one here is your maximum identity or person identity kung tawagin natin. Ito naman refers to the highest percentage of the identical matches between the data or the sequence na binigay mo dun sa database sequence na to. So, kailangan aligned sila doon sa region na yon. A higher per identification sequences, ibig sabihin, the sequence are more similar to each other. So, ano nga ba ang kailangan nating piliin sa mga bagay-bagay? Ito, ano lang yan, codes lang itong dalawang to. Session codes, question numbers, or length. Okay? So, ano nga ba ang kailangan nating piliin sa mga nabanggit natin? We can choose the max score and total score. These are very useful for ranking sequences that aligns. Ibig sabihin, ito yung nagbibigay ng line. Ito yung nagbibigay ng number 1. Okay? Things. We can also choose the e-value. Like I've mentioned earlier, e-value is very important because pag low e-values ka, closer to 0, ibig sabihin, mas more likely to be significant match compared to higher or random chance na makuha natin. Query covers also important because they are they typically how well the sequences are being aligned to each other. So normally, pumipili tayo ng low E value. Ito, yung low E value. Pumipili din tayo ng high max identification tsaka query cover. So normally, itong tatlong to is very important. Okay? Tatlong yan. Ito, yeah, pwede rin naman, pero for me, I still value I still go for E values. Kasi sila yung mas okay na scores talaga. Okay? So, ngayon, kukunin natin yung what you call this? Kukunin natin yung species na ito. So, ano to ay Phocina. Kailangan ko pala i-share yung buong screen ko. Lang. Yan. So ilalagay natin dito, copy lang natin yung name ng species. Copy. Hmm. Description na lang para mas mabilis. Kusina, kusina. Then lagay natin dito, kusina, kusina. Yan. Hindi tayo makapag-italicize kasi ayan, pwede pala mag kasi na-italicize lahat. So, source sa mata ko yung na-italicize lahat. Anyway, that's okay. Try ko kung pwede mag-underline. Pero normally, bawal din mag-underline. So, okay na yan. Okay? Pangalawa, let's do it again. I hope magawa nyo yung number 3, 4, 5. Gawin nyo yung 3, 4, 5 para sabihin nyo lang sa kanyang organism. Mabilis tayong matapos. Yan. And then, blast. Ay, species 2 na pala to. Wala, hindi ko na bago. Dapat species 2 na to ha. Species 2 na to. Wait lang. Edit search kita. Edit search tayo. Search. Species 2. Ayan. Ito ay isang so yung hanggang baba naman, pare-pares naman sila. So this is Delphinapterus lupus. These are mitochondrial gene din pa rin. Medyo mahaba lang mga sequences. There you go. Anyone? Number 3, anong organism yon? Anyone? Number 3. Yes, bagwasan.
Sir, Megaptera novaelinio. Share ko po ba, sir?
Sige, copy-paste mo na lang, then ilagay mo sa chat box. Okay, then number 4, anong organism si number 4? Wait lang ha. Yung number 4 ay isang tilapia. Inaral niyo last time. And then number 5. Isa siyang manatee. Rechecus manatus laterostis. Okay. Yan. Since alam na natin yung mga organism na ito, we can now do the mega para makita natin yung phylogenetic analysis. So I'm just going to open my mega 11. Okay. Try natin kung kaya kong mag-mega, pero hopefully may mag-volunteer kasi I really cannot, ang tawag dito, do it. So, ang una natin gagawin is mag-align, and then edit build alignment. Can you still follow? No? Sige, open na muna yung mega natin. Open na yung mega natin. Can I have a thumbs up? Ganito yung, what do you call this? Prompt or face ng mega. Face yung tsura niya. And then, unang gagawin is mag-align. So, we create align, edit build alignment, and then afterwards on, create new alignment, and then click OK. Siyempre, meron ka makikita dyang choices na binigay ng prompt, DNA, protein, or cancel. Kasi ang ibigay natin sa kanya ay DNA. Yan. Yan na siya. So, ganito namin yung itsura niya. Nakikita yung screen ko? Nakikita? Okay. So, sir, paano nga ba natin ilalagay yung in-identify nating species kanina? So, we have to, meron diyang part sa inyo, hindi ko alam kung ano itsura sa inyo. We have your data. Sa data, mag-export alignment tayo in FASTA format. Or pwede rin tayong maglagay ng insert sequence from file and then yung FASTA format na yun. So, pindutin nilang natin to. Ito. And then, dun sa dulo nito, merong open. And then, siya na yan. Yan na. Okay. And then, kailangan mo siyang i-delete. Kailangan mo itong i-delete, itong part na to kasi hindi naman siya mabagal yung aking laptop. Si source. Ay. Oh, source. Yan. Na-delete na siya. Afterwards niyan, kailangan 'di ba magkakaparehas yung length ng mga bagay-bagay. Need mo kasi siyang i-trim at i-edit. So, control A mo. Yan na, dyan na pupunta yung problem. Hindi na ako nakapag-control A. So, can you control A in your computer? Nakapag-control A ba? Nakapag-control A ba kayo? Can someone help me? Hindi kasi ako makapag-control A. Meron ba dito? Meron diyang select all. May makita din kayong select all. Yan. Select sites or select all. Wala talaga, guys. Sige. Sige, Angela Marie. I will guide you naman. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Can you help me? Sige, I'm going to stop my screen and then screen na natin kay Angela Marie. Thank you, Kalo. Ayaw na kasi, oh. Ayaw talaga. Same scenario like last Monday. Ayan. Screen mo muna ba to? Yeah, screen mo pa to. Screen ko to. Ay, no, screen ko pa pala to. Yes, Kalo. Will you volunteer? Parang bilis tayo matapos. Sino gusto mag-volunteer? I'll guide you. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Sige. Parang unresponsive si Kalo. Sige, Komiya. Will you? Can you share your screen?
Sige po, sir. Pero, sir, may question din po sana ako kasi hindi ko po nasundan nung time na nag nag-import po tayo ng file.
Sige, ulitin natin. Ulitin natin.
Tapos, sir, is it okay po if I rejoin? Kasi Mac din po yung gamit ko tapos kailangan daw po tawag dito, i-restart ng Zoom para po makapag-share screen kasi ano ko lang po, approve ko lang po sa preferences ng screen sharing.
Baka same tayo ng problem. Hindi ka rin makapag-control A kasi yung
Sige po.
lab ko, Mac din ang gamit niya. Pero nung ginagamit namin sa thesis namin to before, it works so well. Anyway, baka hindi na kaya. Sino may Windows? Sorry. Thank you so much for the Sige, Pagwasan, can you share your screen? Sige, ang tawag dito? Si Kumiya? Sige, mag-rejoin ka na lang para masundan mo ulit yung mga bagay-bagay. Pagwasan, can you please share your screen?
Yes po, pero din sir, di ko rin po nasundan yung pag-import.
Okay, huwag kayo mag-alala. I'll guide you.
Ito po ba sir?
Yan. Sige, simula tayo sa umpisa. I-X mo muna yan. Start tayo sa umpisa. Oh,
Ay, X ko po.
no, yung alignment. Ba't ka nag-stop ng share screen?
Wait lang po sir. Ito po sir.
Yan. Sige, simulan natin sa umpisa. Okay. First, pindot yung alignment. Okay lang, walang problema. Okay, and then edit build alignment. Edit build alignment. Yan. And then may prompt na create.
Okay na po sir.
Wala pa ata yung prompt. Parang magbibigay ng prompt
Ay,
yung,
meron po sa akin. Wait po. I-full screen ko na lang po yung share.
okay, full screen, full screen share na lang. Thank you so much. Yan.
Wait po. Align po, sir.
Yes. And then create your alignment and then yan. And then DNA. Yan, very good. And then dun sa edit part, yan. Insert sequence from file. Yan. Saan yung file na ginawa natin? Yan. Open. Ayan. And then, yung sequence 1, okay, full screen mo. Okay lang ba?
Opo.
Yan. Yung sequence 1, paki-delete, pindutin mo yung number 6 na pangalan sequence 1. Yan, ika-cut mo yan. Cut. Yan yung yan. Very good. Afterwards, after mong magawa yung mga bagay-bagay na yan, let's build alignment. Meron diyang dalawa. Meron kang makikita ng alignment, may naka-W tsaka parang muscle sign. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng W tsaka yung muscle sign na yan? That muscle sign tells us if it's what do you call this? Crystal W or your muscle. Crystal W and muscle ay for multiple sequence alignment sila ginagamit. So yung crystal W more on tawag sila mas onti yung datasets natin na ginagamit. Pag si muscle naman mas onti kasi pag crystal W mas simple or smaller datasets and more on reliable or user familiar datasets ang ginagamit nila. Pag muscle naman more on complex or larger sequences kasi nga mas mabilis sila at mas accurate sila gamitin. So pag halimbawa, si muscle yung ginagamit natin for better, for larger, more diverged datasets, si crystal W naman for classical or short datasets tayo. So, mas okay na gamitin natin ngayon, dahil lilima lang yung sequence natin, si crystal W. So, pindutin mo yung Control A mo muna, Control A. Yan, and then W. And then align DNA. And then, wala ka nang pipindutin dyan, and then click OK. Yan. Ayan. May nakikita kayong mga dash. Yan, nakikita yung dash. Punta ka doon sa pinakauna. I-drag mo ito sa baba, iha. Meron diyang parang tawag dito, moving tab. Parang color gray sa baba. Yan, doon sa pinakauna. Yan. Nakikita niyo yung mga tabs na yung sa gitna, yung mga dash na yan, kailangan ma-delete yan. Yung ititira mo lang, for example, itong mga halimbawa, yung may sa buong from number 1 to 5, kumpleta sila ng sequence nyo. Pag may gaps, kailangan silang i-delete. So for example, sa unahan na to, sige, yan. Yan, hanggang dun sa may T, hanggang baba. Pinutin mo na una hanggang baba. Yan, tapos hanggang dito sa may, papunta sa right mo. Yan, sige pa. Sige pa, drag mo pa. Sige pa, drag mo pa. Drag pa. Sige pa. Sige pa. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Yan, kasi may isang dash yan. Then, pinutin mo yung scissors. Okay, there you go. Ano pa yung may mga, yan. There you go, yan. Cut din. Ito pa. Ito, may dash na isa. Yan. Lahat ng may dash kailangan mawala. Very good. Sige. Tabrahuin mo yan. Hanap ka pa. Medyo matrabaho siya. Check niyo bawat isa. In a normal primer, mangilan-ngilan, normally sa gitna, hindi na siya tinatapos. I mean, sorry. Normally sa gitna, walang mga dash. Sa dulo lang. Pero madami. Dulo lang. Dami tayong oras. Yan. Okay? Sige, tapusin mo. Okay na? Yan. Tapos hanggang sa dulo na ata yan. Dami. Eh, okay. Pat. Okay. Check, double check kung meron pa. Wala na? Okay na. And then afterwards, after tawag to, matanggal niyo na yung mga dash na yon, um, remember, you have to delete the whole column kahit one dash pa siya, ha? Always remember that. Pag may natira kang column, baka magkaroon ng error yung mga, yung yung tree nyo. So, dun sa alignment part, alignment. Yan. Wait, iba yung side. Okay, dun, try mo dun sa data. No. Dun sa data, katabi ng edit. Yan. Explore alignment. And then mega format. Yan. And then lagay mo na exercise 2 demo. Okay, save. Lagay mo, demo. Save, okay. Yes. Remember that we are dealing with protein DNA coding kasi eventually these DNA are going to be undergoing transcription, translation, and become specific protein coding siya. And then, X mo na to. Kasi na-save mo na siya, X mo na. Yan. And then yan, dito naman tayo. So for this one, we are now going to do or explore or creating tree. So dito, we have to do your data analysis by clicking your phylogeny. So meron ka dyang tatlo, you have your maximum likelihood tree, neighbor joining tree, minimum evolution tree, UPGMA tree, tsaka maximum parsimony tree. In our subject, we're just going to create neighbor joining tree, maximum parsimony tree, tsaka maximum likelihood tree. I think I already mentioned these three types of trees earlier. So I think we can do, sige, try natin maximum parsimony. So pindutin mo yung maximum parsimony tree. Yan. And then, pindutin mo yung demo natin kanina, open. Yan. Dito, may mga babaguhin tayo. So for example dyan, none. Baguhin natin yan. Go. Pindutin mo yung bootstrap method. Okay. And then, dyan, gawin mong 200. So, ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng mga bootstrap method, yung value sa bootstrap method? Bootstrap method is a statistical tool to estimate yung distribution ng mean, variance natin by resampling data with replacement. So normally, ginagamit ito for reliability or variability of estimates. So para malaman natin yung unknown distribution ng sample size natin. Okay? So in your bootstrapping, normally it has different variability or confidence. So we calculate standard errors, confidence intervals para makita natin stability of the model itself. And in many cases, the bootstrap value is until 95%. Ibig sabihin, 95% many times ginawa ito and would fall within the specific range natin. So, yung ilalagay naman natin dito is number of replication bootstrap. So, ibig sabihin, pag smaller data number sets ka, less than 1,000 yung lalagay natin. Pero for example, for publication paper, magamit tayo ng hanggang 1,000 to 10,000 values kasi need natin ng iba't ibang repetitions of confidence. So other than that, wala naman na tayong pipitutin. And then lagay mo, okay. Yan, meron ka ng 3. So this will be the 3 na ginawa natin. So, sir, meron po ditong halimbawa na 85 and 97. Ano po bang sinasabi nito? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na bootstrap value. So, ibig sabihin, pag more than 50% yung bootstrap values mo, ibig sabihin, confident yung number of replicates mo. So, this branching or the particular branch being supported with confidence within the specific length na to. Check mo yung bootstrap consensus tree. Yan. Nakita din natin dyan. So, as you observe here, si Tilapia, tsaka si Trichechus manatus platerostis, moreover, magka-family sila compared to these 3 above us. And then, ito na ibibigay niya sa akin. Dito may image. Save as PNG file. And then demo. Okay. Kailangan may specific file puntahan ka. Yan. Yan. Name. Demo. Okay. Ayan. So, X mo na. Punta ka sa, what do you call this? Sa desktop mo. Yes. Yes. Saan na yung sinave natin? Yan. Meron ka ng 3. There. So, yun lang. Yun lang kailangan niyong gawin. 3 lang kailangan niyong gawin. I think you have your maximum parsimony, neighbor joining, maximum likelihood 3. So, ayun. There you go. Do you have any question? Okay, thank you, Bagwasan, for sharing and for your screen. Any questions po so far? May tanong? Are you sure? Nagkakaintindihan tayo? Yes, sa Bolboro.
Sir, clarify ko lang po. Di ba 3 po yung sinabi niyo na pwede po sa phylogenetic? Sa group po, bahala na po kaming mamili kung alin po sa 3 na tag-iisa po namin.
Hindi po. Gagawin niya po yung lahat. Pero by group na, hindi na siya per individual. Kasi bigyan ko kayo ng sequence. I think na-upload ko na yung sequence. And then, yun na. Hindi na siya katulad ng primer design na each primers gagawin niya. No, hindi. Ito, hindi na siya per person. Per group na ang gawain nito.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. Any questions so far? Medyo madali lang to activity na to. Pinalitan ko yung number 3 kasi binago ko yung mga bagay-bagay. Kasi sa iba tilapia. Sa inyo ay water hyacinth. Yung number 6, if clarify ko lang yung question number 6, ibig sabihin ano ba yung mga unknown species na ginamit nyo? Okay? Yes. Sa mga nakamak, kung may iba tayong kagrupo, doon na lang siguro tayo. Hindi naman siya per individual, per group naman siya. So, no worries about it. Any questions so far? May tanong? Okay, kindly upload your activity today ha. Yung laboratory worksheet number 1 is the deadline today. Okay? And then next week we're going to have your reporting and quiz as well. So, I think reporting muna bago mag-quiz. So, same naman tayo. Okay? Do you have any questions so far? May tanong po ba? May tanong pa? Sa Bolboro, you still have question or questions?
Ay, nakalimutan ko lang po ibaba, sir. Thank you. Sorry po.
Problema. You need to say sorry. Ako kasalanan. Wala na. Kung wala na tayo, I